Hi, this is Richard Lynch. You're watching iLoveLimerick.com, and today we are at Thomond Park to attend Comhairle and Óg, the Limerick City Youth Forum. How important do you think that something like this is to all these kids here today?
Well, I suppose we're the representatives of Limerick on the Comhairle, but they are the young people of Limerick and we need their opinions. We get to voice them opinions then on more of a national level, and then we can meet with politicians, local politicians, national politicians, TDs.
How many of you youths are in the Limerick Youth Forum?
There's about 10 to 15 of us in the forum, and we meet once a week and we discuss issues and we organise events like these.
Who chose the subject of bullying this year for the forum?
Daíl and Óg is, we'll say, the national version of Comhairle and Óg, and one of the main topics is mental health, and that's a very important thing. And we thought that bullying is something that really affects someone's mental health, because especially a young person, because if someone gets bullied from an early age, that can go on and affect them until the day they die. Like it really needs to be voiced and really being worth shining a light on it today and finding out what other people think of it.
Have you ever been bullied?
Yeah, once in primary school.
What was it about? What happened?
Well, I suppose it did affect me, as in I was being kind of maybe verbally abused or whatever, but I suppose once I left primary school and went into secondary school, you can nearly say I got a new lease of life. I got new friends. I didn't really know a lot of people, so I got new friends, a fresh new start. You know, I could be whoever I wanted to be. In primary school, you don't really see the difference in people, but once you go into secondary school, it really kind of people mature into who they are. And
diversity is there to be celebrated. Do you find that when people are bullied, it's because they are different and they are special, and other people recognise that?
It's all right to be different. It's nearly better to be your own person rather than going along with what someone else wants you to be. So that's why it's important for us to invite all different kinds of people to an event like this. Like we have the My Club, which is a Migrant Youth club, which also works with us, you know, and they're kind of representatives then of the migrant community in Limerick.
As migrants that came to this country, have you ever been bullied because of where you're from?
Well, at the start it was kind of hard to get in with all the Irish girls in our school, but then when we became to speak English more like confident, and we got better, and so now we're just friends and it's good now, yeah.
Do you know anyone that's been bullied because of where they're from? Any friend of yours that is experiencing bullying?
Well, maybe some girls from countries like Kazakhstan and the Muslim religion, because of their religion, they're being bullied.
How important is something like this to these youths?
In a nutshell, the purpose of the day is about giving young people advice. Today they're discussing bullying, but they want something to come out of the day to inform their work for the coming year and to produce something that will make a real difference to not just young people here today, but to other young people in Limerick City.
How important do you think it was to get them to talk about bullying?
They're conscious of, I suppose, online bullying on social network sites, text message bullying, homophobic bullying. So they're aware of, I suppose, bullying, and that it's equally important to male, female, young people from different backgrounds, different communities.
Have you been bullied when you were a kid?
Yes, I probably was bullied. On occasions I probably would have been a bully too, I'm afraid.
So you kind of flip back and forth?
I just wish maybe I had an opportunity when I was growing up to have my voice heard, and it's about them thinking about it as well and thinking about the consequences of their behaviour and about how they can take control as well in their lives.
Limerick Youth Service run this once a year.
The event is once a year, but the young people who organise this event have been meeting sometimes weekly, up to fortnightly throughout the year, to look at different issues. They have linked in with the new communities, the Migrant Youth group in Limerick. They've visit Limerick City Hall.
Why bullying?
Well, I suppose bullying is an issue that affects an awful lot of young people, as well as adults, and it is prevalent in our society. And the young people, I suppose, it seems that they chose the topic because although it's been approached in many arenas, it's very rare that it's a youth-led approach to issues. So this is a chance for them to discuss from their perspective, but also to look at solutions, or to look at awareness raising from the youth perspective, as opposed to always maybe coming from the adult perspective around the issue. Once you listen to and respect young people's voices, opinions, once they have a chance to be heard in a safe way, once they feel comfortable with their peers, that is a positive message to be putting out there, as opposed to maybe trying to deal with issues.
Why do you think there's so much shame and stigmatism about being bullied?
I suppose the prevalent stereotypes around being a victim of bullying are still there, you know, that the person maybe is seen as weak, or, you know, a lesser person, but also the effects bullying has on a young person. But if we can talk about it in a more open, general way, that the discussion is out there in the first place, it might make it easier for that young person who is a victim of bullying to go back now and discuss it.
I remember some guy came up with a pair of these steel tip shoes and kicked me straight between the legs and knocked me unconscious in the schoolyard. Ouch. Knocked me out. I mean, he got expelled afterwards, which was kind of cool. Nevertheless, yeah, that happened. There was lots of incidences that I was bullied as a kid, you know. But
I suppose,
I think there's a lot more bullying going on than people admit, you see. And I think as well, when people are bullied, maybe you don't realise you're being bullied. Yeah. Because sometimes it can be so subtle. Can you tell me about being bullied at school?
I remember how horrible it was. I remember how lonely it was. I remember hiding in a smelly cupboard full of smelly coats and shoes one day. Just being isolated and ostracised from things. It was, you know, I remember it very clearly, yeah.
Why did they bully you, Catherine?
I don't know. I suppose in hindsight, I think I was probably too quiet and I didn't stand up to them. And then I was an easy target.
And how did you deal with it? Did it affect you in later life?
I suppose youth work really helped me. Once I became involved in youth work, I realised that my voice was real and was important, and that I wouldn't like anybody else to be treated like I was treated. So I suppose I learned that by respecting others, you can command respect yourself as well. And I'm very aware of my bullying experience whenever I'm engaging with young people and teenagers, so I would like to make sure that I can do something to help them become aware of themselves and how they can protect themselves against bullying.
Carl, can you tell me, have you ever been bullied?
Yes, I have. Just because of my hair colour, like, and I didn't really like that at all.
And in what way would they bully you? Call you names, hit you?
Yes, I was very much verbally bullied and physically. Like, I was like shoved. I was left alone on my own the whole time.
How did you overcome this?
I went like to counselling and like how to stop it, because it was mostly in school. Like, so I went to counselling there, which I liked a lot because it helped me to get through it.
And when you see those people that bullied you now, how do you deal with them?
I just don't talk to them at all. Like, I just pass them by. Like, I might say hi, but that's all.
And Carl, what advice would you give to other kids out there that are being bullied?
Just ask, like, go to someone that might help you. Don't keep it like in yourself, because it might put you down a lot, might cause you to self-harm yourself or stuff like that.
Yeah. Carl, you're very brave to talk to us. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Really appreciate it. Carl. Ian, will you tell me what Reach Out do?
ReachOut.com is an online service that helps young people get through tough times. So basically on the website we have fact sheets and personal stories that give practical tips to young people on how to get through difficult times in their lives. That could be through bereavement or bullying, which is one of the things that are being discussed here at the Comhairle and Óg conference. And it covers a wide range of different problems that young people go through and gives practical tips.
So if a kid has been bullied at school, they can log on to reachout.com?
They can log on, and first of all they can read the fact sheets, which give practical tips on what ways to cope with bullying and who to talk to maybe at school. Also, what's good about it is that we have an online community, so people can comment on stories and blogs about bullying, so they can talk with each other about different ways that they would have coped with it themselves.
Angelica, how important do you think an event like this centred around bullying is to these kids?
I think it is very important to get the message what bullying is across, because in a lot of cases people don't actually realise they're bullied. They don't know what bullying exactly is, and it is important to look closely into it.
Do you think it's the same for the bullies? Do you think they realise they're actually being bullies?
In a lot of cases yes, but in a lot of cases no. You can't put everyone into one category. A little bit of, let's say, slagging or like, you know, through text, let's say, to one person it might do no damage. They might look at it, turn off their phone, you know, and just go off about their business, while others might get like an emotional breakdown from that. You know, it also depends on the person, how their confidence, their, you know, mental health and all of that.
What do you think are the top things that people are bullied about? The way they look?
Looks, differences, sexuality, nationality, anything really. You know, often it's also from jealousy.
How important do you feel that it is that you're given a voice?
It's very important, because in a lot of cases Limerick is seen as the stab city, and we're instantly put into a category of, you know, the messers, the bad people, the dangerous people, for example. Comhairle and Óga gives us an opportunity to show that there is so much more to us.
What, Stab City more like Fab City?
Exactly. It gives us a chance to speak about that, and it also gives us a chance to, you know, improve our city, develop it, make it better from like the teenager's point of view, which isn't heard too often.
Do you think that Limerick is bullied in the media?
Definitely, because like I don't have Irish TV on my own, but I hear it a lot, you know, just the programs about like gangs and all of that stuff. That's all they ever show on TV. They don't show like what an amazing city with like culture and art, everything. Limerick is a great city, but it's not shown from that side. I think they just like to show Limerick from the bad side to make themselves seem better, you know.
This is Richard Lynch. We're here at Thomond Park at the end of Comhairle and Óg, the Limerick City Youth Forum. So glad you could join us. See you soon.